This is Jason Anderson, and I'm calling the special town council meeting to order. It is Tuesday, June 7th, and it is currently 7:03 p.m. For roll call purposes, all council members are in attendance. We'll move on to item 3 on the agenda. Before we do, I will just let everyone know that we are broadcast on Facebook right now. We are having technical difficulties with channel 22. So item 3A, Robert Miller is seeking appointment to the Agriculture Commission. I really need glasses. Bad.
Here you go. Reader.
Oh, that makes it worse. Richard Miller, I apologize, is seeking appointment to the Agriculture Commission. There are currently 3 regular member and 2 alternate vacancies available. The regular term runs for 3 years. The available terms would run as follows. The first would be from November 1st, 2021 through October 31st of 2024. The second one would be November 1st, 2020 through October 31st, 2023. And the third would be the same as the second. There are also 2 alternate positions available. Those terms are for 3 years. They would run from first one would run November 1st, 2020 through October 31st, 2023. The second would run from November 1st, 2021 through October 31st, 2024. Mr. Miller is interested in being appointed as a regular member of the Ag Commission. Mr. Miller, would you come forward, sit up at the table, just make sure the microphone has the little green light lit up. There's a button you push to talk. All right, so can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to serve on the Ag Commission?
Sure. Yeah, I've lived. Okay, sorry. So I moved back to the area about 6 years ago. I currently reside on Broad Street. Regular a viewer of the town council meetings and the Board of Ed meetings. Now that my wife and I have 2 small children, I thought it was probably time to get a little bit more involved. Noticed the vacancies in the various commissions and decided to sort of take some action and try to become more active in the community.
All right. I myself, as well as other council members, definitely appreciate that. It is difficult to get volunteers to come forward, and we always appreciate when anyone's willing to give of themselves to their community. And I will open up to any council members that have questions, comments.
I am the current liaison for the Agriculture Committee, and
Hi.
I'm so happy that you came out.
Oh,
It's a great committee, and they need help, and we welcome it. So
thank you very much.
Is there any specific skill set that you would be adding to agriculture as
Well-
far as background?
So when I was looking at the previous meeting minutes, I was sort of trying to decipher what the what the responsibilities of the committee were. They weren't really super apparent, but what I sort of derided from the meetings was holding community events for town citizens. Like I watched or I read about the bees. The beekeeping. It looks like Byron had some classes as well. Based on those notes, I'm an avid gardener. I grow my own vegetables. I have a substantial collection of tropical houseplants. I thought maybe I could, some of those skills could sort of translate to that position. So it sort of seemed like the best fit, with regard to the various commissions that had vacancies. That seemed to be the best fit for me.
Excellent.
Right.
Well, I'm very new to gardening, and
Okay.
it's because I served as the liaison on the Agricultural Commission for 2 years. So Bringing the plants and everything in will be good.
Hmm.
Mr. Grandelsky, I believe you
Well,
had.
he just- yeah, he
Okay.
just- he took my question, that's okay, that's fine, that's good. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other comments?
Yep.
Okay. All right. As I said before, oh, sorry.
Sure.
No, I just want to say it's, not, don't take this the wrong way, but it's nice to see younger people to get out and get into the commissions
Mhm.
and get involved with the community. I think it's a great thing you're doing.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I noticed, becoming a little bit more involved, a little bit, learning about the ins and outs of the town over the last couple of years. I noticed that there was sort of a lack of youth, I suppose. I'm not
Right,
super
100%.
young, but I'm hoping that that if I become involved, maybe some of the people that I know would take a cue and get involved as well. So.
Perfect.
So on your number 8 question,
Yeah.
you talked about wanting to help protect the livelihood of local farmers. I just was interested, because I know Ag Commission's been really worked a lot in the past about trying to help farmers, or local farmers get established.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, that's a small business, and I
Mhm.
mean, that's, you're not only, are you providing food for the area, but you're also, bringing in tax revenues.
Sure.
So, because you put that down there, what do you think, just some thoughts?
What do you think I could do, Dal?
Well, what are do you have some ideas on how to?
Well, I think spreading awareness. I don't think a lot of younger folks really understand the structure of that business and how and what it takes to be successful in that regard. So I guess just spreading information about it is what I could bring to the table. I don't know. It's something that I put on this application without really knowing the full scale of what the commission does. I assumed that it had, worked or does work with the farmers as well as what I had mentioned previously with, beautification and things like that. So I would still have to learn a little bit about that as well. But I'm hoping that if I can do that, I can talk to my friends and family about it and sort of help people understand what it takes to be, successful in that range. Plus my family group, my family, my extended family, they were all farmers in Putnam, so I do have kind of a vested interest in that, so.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people don't understand where their food actually
Sure.
comes from.
Mhm.
And the Killingly Community Garden, they work very closely with the Ag Commission,
Mhm.
so that's something that you would, want to look into too.
Oh, thank you, okay, absolutely.
Like I said before, I thank you for coming forward, looking to volunteer for the community. And we will, before I go forward with that, do you have any questions for us?
No, I suppose, just, if I am voted in, I'd like to learn a little bit. Obviously, I'm coming from no experience being on a council at all, so learning a little bit more about the commission as I go into it and understanding what they do. I would say maybe for future folks that might want to get involved, maybe having a little bit more information about what the various commissions do would be helpful. I kind of came into this a little bit blind, so I filled out the application the best I could, based on the meeting minutes that I read. So I'm hoping that I can bring something to the commission, So, but other than that, I don't have any questions. I appreciate it, though.
I know the town charter does outline what the duties are of the different boards and commissions. That may be something we can talk to Mary about and see if we can have a link on the town's website that says, for more information about these boards and commissions, see the town charter, and the town charter is available on the
Okay. Yeah, I
town
must have just
website.
missed
Then-
it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. That's something we will definitely look at, and if it's something, especially if it's something that's going to help us fill more vacancies and
Sure.
get more people interested. That way
Right.
there's more information readily available for people like yourself who are interested.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. And we will be voting next Tuesday at a regular town council meeting. Moving on in the agenda, the next item up is 3B. Donald Aubrey. I had to double check. Appointment to the Water Pollution Control Authority. There are currently 3 regular member and 2 alternate vacancies available. The regular term runs for 3 years. The available terms would run as follows. The first one would be from November 1st, 2019 through October 31st, 2022. The second would be from November 1st, 2021 through October 31st, 2024. The alternate terms run for 2 years. Both terms would run November 1st, 2020 through October 31st, 2022. Mr. Aubrey is interested in being appointed to be a regular member of the Water Pollution Control Authority. Mr. Aubrey, if you could come forward. Yep.
Okay, the truth. I'm a farm kid from Norwich. I'm 75 years old. I went to Virginia Tech. I went to UConn. I worked on the masters at UConn. Civil engineering to environmental. I was the city engineer in Willimantic late 1960s, early 1970s, during the reconstruction of the sewage treatment plant from a primary plant to a secondary plant, and the extension of trunk lines into Wyndham and Mansfield, etc. Then I worked for the town of Mansfield. Same game. I always advised the sewer authorities. I served on the Wyndham Authority later on in years. I established the authority in Lisbon because I supervised the 2 shopping centers for the town. So I was the advisor to their sewer authority until I told them I wouldn't do it anymore. They hired what's left in my firm to take care of their needs. I was approached by the town engineer and the chairman who knew I was coasting. I still do. I still do a little bit of professional advice in a couple of the small towns. I've acted as the town engineer in 40 municipalities in this part of the state at one time or another. I practiced engineering and surveying for 52 years. There's not much that I don't know about the business of running a sewage treatment system or operating with the sewer authority, and they told me they had a hard time getting people to come. They even offered to pick me up and bring me to the meeting if that's what, that would make me come. And I went to a meeting, the last regular meeting. There seemed to be a little bit of dissension. I'm a facilitator and a peacemaker. That's what I've always been. I wrote the original Wyndham regulations for zoning when nobody wanted zoning. So I had half a board that wanted no regs, half the board that wanted too much regs, and I was the peacemaker. It took me 2 years to get the 2 groups to agree on the same footprint. So I know I'm good at creating peace where there isn't any. And I haven't lost any of those skills. So I went to a meeting. Looks like my personality would be helpful. Besides the fact that they obviously are having real trouble getting people to come to meetings, and I am available. I'm very willing to do it. I could ask, I could tell you anything you wanted to hear about anything, but it's been my footprint of activity and education for 52 years. So I'm not a novice at any of this, including dealing with difficult people.
Well, I like to say we always appreciate when people are willing to serve their community, come forward and volunteer.
Well, I know the chairman does know I served on the Charter Revision Commission, and I played a very similar role there.
I was on that commission with you.
And it's seeing your expertise, I mean, it would definitely be an asset to WPCA, without a doubt. I will open up to questions. Mr. Grandelski.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming forward. I mean, there are 3 members and that's the quorum. So if someone's missing, we don't have any meetings, even a situation that, Suez is out, now we're running it ourselves, and deal background and whatnot. So it's nice that someone has a lot of expertise, background information. You don't have to get educated and take a long time. You can jump right in with the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
That
But I told them I absolutely will not serve as chairman.
Jason.
Thank you for coming forward.
Ms. Wakefield.
Did you know Mr. Sinkmar? He had a wealth of knowledge.
Who?
The former chair, Mr. Sinkmar?
No, I only knew of him.
Okay.
Never had any interaction with him, recognizing that my circles were in Mansfield,
Mhm.
Lisbon, Wyndham, Willimantic, and a few far-reaching places that I only worked once or twice for to get them, the ship stabilized again.
So, yeah, he was like you. He had a wealth of knowledge, and he had a way of steadying the ship.
I know that from secondary sources, but I never met him.
So I think you would be a welcome addition. And I know they've been hurting since he passed, but.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments? Mr. Wood?
I gotta say, 52 years, that's impressive on doing what you've done. And, again, thank you for coming forward, being willing to serve. And, 75 or 100, people are as young as they want to be and to get things done. And so, again, thank you so much for being willing to serve. It really is great to see more and more people come out every special meeting. We have somebody always on the agenda, so that's always a great thing to have.
I can honestly say I was hunted.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you were recruited, weren't you?
That's fair.
Well, if that's what it takes. I'm sure a lot of us sitting here can say the same thing. Do you have any questions for us?
No, this is pretty old hat to me.
Okay.
I worked for city council in my early days. I worked for town manager after that, which wasn't the best experience for me. I ended up being the town manager, and I started my business because they wouldn't look for somebody else. So I gave them 6 months' notice and walked back out. I was an undercover cop in that era. I was the town engineer. I was the director of public works. I was the internal affairs person. And I did not want to be the town manager, even though everybody said I was good at it, but they forgot one thing. I didn't like being that person.
All right, well, we will be voting at the regular town council meeting next Tuesday.
Do I need to come?
No, you do not need to be here.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Moving on the agenda, next item up is item 4, citizen statements and petitions. Did we have anything submitted by email or
Oh,
mail?
we did not.
Okay. If there is anyone in the public who would like to come up to speak regarding the 2 items that were on the agenda, or excuse me, 3 items on the agenda, please come up. Anyone for public comment? Last call for public comment. We will move on in the agenda. Next item up, item 5, old business, and there is none. Next item is item 6, new business. 6A, consideration and action on the resolution setting the property tax mill rate for fiscal year 2022 to 2023. Can I get a motion to adopt this?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion has been made by Mr. Grandelski, seconded by Mr. Wood. We will open up for discussion. So, I don't know if you want to go over it at all, Jen?
So the resolution you have before you is essentially a mill rate of 25.14 mils, which is an unchanged mill rate from the prior year. It also contemplates the use of fund balance of just over $2 million to balance the budget. And as everyone is aware, this budget, based on this mill rate, passed at referendum on May 10th.
Thank you. So this is, as Jen had mentioned, this is the budget that the town council had put out for vote. It did get approved, and this is using the amount of mill rate general fund contribution to the budget that was outlined in the town council budget that was voted on. So there are no changes to this. This is exactly what was presented, and this was what was voted on and passed. That being said, any comments? I'd just like to add, I was glad to see that we could keep the mill rate flat without having to do any kind of cuts, and be able to use the surpluses that have been turned back from previous years. And yes, that's the other piece, is being able to finally sink some money into our roads to improve them.
So I did get a text today from an anonymous citizen saying that the person had come by and patched their road, and it looks fantastic. That was all really good.
Okay.
So, thank you.
All right. So, seeing no further comments, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Next item up on the agenda is item 7, executive session, and we have nothing for executive session, so we'll move on to item 8, adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
Motion has been made by Mr. Woods, seconded by Mr. Grandelsky. Discussion?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we need to keep this going.
We'll put that money in the bank for
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? This meeting is adjourned.